So Darakaraka is a planet that tells you about your spouse, what kind of marriage you're gonna have from Gemini astrology. In Vedic astrology, we can know about our spouse from 7th house, and from Gemini astrology, we can know the same from Darakaraka, which gives more accurate explanation about our spouse in marriage as far as I have experienced. So that's why studying your Darakaraka and knowing the actual traits of your marriage as well as your spouse is highly important. Okay, now when your Darakaraka or when your 7th lord is placed in the nakshatra of Vishakha, what results it will give you? Now Vishakha is the 16th nakshatra and it falls in the sign of Libra as well as Scorpio. Libra, where it is obsessed with relationships, and Vishakha, where it moves from relationships part to the isolation part, to the separation part, and towards the spiritual part. The deity of this nakshatra is Indra Agni. Indra, that is the lord of the god of lightning transformations, who is a natural leader, who is highly sensual and materialistic as well, and Agni, Agni Devta, who burns the things that are not needed. Agni means following the right path and never deviating from what you have set the principles, like never deviating from your set principles. Okay, always following the dharma, always doing the right thing, always being the right. So that's what Agni Dev represents. The symbol of this nakshatra is an ark that is decorated with leaves and flowers. So the ark tells that life is beautiful and relationships are really beautiful. We should enjoy our lives and stay happy. It is also the sign of something beautiful and materialistic pleasures coming in your lives. The second symbol of this nakshatra is a potter's clay or a potter's wheel. A potter transforms the plain clay into beautiful pots or vases. So that's why potter's clay represents transformations, that this person will go through a lot of transformations in his life, and every situation will transform that person into someone completely new. The third symbol of this nakshatra is a tree, a big tree that is spreading its branches and giving love, protecting the people. A tree is having selfless love, and the tree always protects us. The tree always wants us to be happy. It provides us leaves, shelter, and even wood for burning. So that's why these people are the ones who will do anything for saving the people, helping the people, and will do anything for the people, but they will only do it till they are respected and they're not offended. Okay, the animal symbol of this nakshatra is a tiger. A tiger is an animal that is bold, fierce, and dominant, and it's a tiger, so obviously it will be like that. So the qualities of tiger will be there in your spouse. You know, a tiger is an animal that wants to take rest most of the times. So your spouse will always want to take rest most of the times. If your spouse doesn't have any specific work, your spouse will want to enjoy that time in taking rest or doing something that makes your spouse feel better. Tiger also loves water. Your spouse may love water or going near water bodies or taking bath twice or thrice in a day. This is a tamasic nakshatra. Tamasic means material nakshatras. So these people have high material desires. because it is coming from Swati. Okay, Swati is a nakshatra that is about indecisiveness and very restless because of the energy of Rahu. So they're coming into Vishakha where they have to learn, and the learning process has begun, but that doesn't mean that they have really learned the lesson. When it will go towards the end of this nakshatra and the end of this Libra sign, then we can say that they really have learned something and they have become more goal oriented. Okay, if you have your Darakaraka 7th lord in the sign of Libra, then we can say that your spouse is still learning the lessons. And if your Darakaraka or 7th lord is in the Scorpio side, then we can say that your spouse has really learned something. Okay, now if you have Darakaraka or 7th lord here, it shows that your spouse will have thick voice, loud voice, and a voice aggressive, like a voice of a tiger. It's really loud. That's why your spouse will have loud voice and dominant and authoritative voice, which will really make people scared when he's really shouting that moment. And also your spouse will be having a focus in his life, like something. If he is determined to achieve something in his life, he will do anything to achieve that particular thing. Okay, so very much goal oriented and highly focused. But as this nakshatra is ruled by Indradev, they are going to be sensual, materialistic, because Lord Indra was highly knowledgeable, and also he was very materialistic. He was really goal oriented. Okay, no matter, he wanted to be like, he used to meditate and he used to do yogas, but on the other hand, he also wanted to enjoy all the materialistic pleasures of life. So specifically in the sign of Libra, they really want to enjoy everything in their lives, want to have all the kinds of luxuries and everything the material world has to offer, and highly goal and career oriented people who can do anything to achieve in their career. Also, it means that if you have Darakaraka here, then it shows that you are really towards into relationships, obsession towards and relationships, and you really want to get married. Especially in the sign of Libra, you really want to have a partner in your life, okay, and really want to get married or really want to have relationships. And in the sign of Scorpio, they really need that sexual pleasures in their lives. Sexual satisfaction is really important, because also this is the Jupiter's nakshatra and Jupiter expands the things. Now all these things are aside, but as it is ruled by Agni Dev as well, later in their lives they will have a big transformations where they will become highly spiritual, and they can really become detached of everything, and they can go into the deep state of spirituality and highly knowledgeable. They really respect occult and astrology and all the kinds of hidden knowledge and hidden mysteries, everything. They really respect all these things, ancient texts and knowledge. Also, one thing you need to remember is that if you have Darakaraka or 7th lord here, the relationships pleasure may come later in your lives. No matter if you get married as well, you may feel that real pleasure later in your lives. Your spouse may also not be able to fulfill the promises. They really have hard time fulfilling the promises, okay? But they are soft spoken, but at times they can really become aggressive and argumentative. Okay, so there are two characters of this nakshatra. One side of this nakshatra is really softer, and another side of this nakshatra is sharp, where they become revengeful. Like if you do wrong to them, they're not like people who will forget it or forgive you very easily. Okay, they actually don't forgive you before they fulfill their revenge, because they are also like kritikas. It's a mixed nakshatra which has the qualities of water, being emotional, sensitive, soft, and also the qualities of fire, which is aggressive behavior, dominant, authoritative, goal oriented. Okay, so it's a mixture of materiality and spirituality. Also, this nakshatra is also represented by Radha, who was a consort of Lord Krishna, who really loved Krishna so much. That's why these people can be too much dedicated to their spouse. They can love their spouse very deeply, and this nakshatra can also tell you that you and your spouse have Radha and Krishna's bonding and true love. So Vishakha Devi was one of the 8 gopis of Lord Krishna, and she was really closer to Radha. So she used to draw pictures of Lord Krishna, or she used to transform herself into Yamuna river to reflect the image of Lord Krishna to please Radha, and she always did anything to reunite Radha and Krishna. It was her main goal. She was highly creative and she loved flowers and nature, so she used to make beautiful paintings, and she used to make beautiful ornaments from flowers. So these people can really become a very good painter who is really perfect in his art, especially in Libra sign and in Scorpio as well, but it will go towards the darker realities of lives. So they can become really creative. It is like a perfect creativity, a perfect artist, because of this Radha element coming here. Now, if you have Sun here, it shows that your spouse will be highly authoritative person who has set goal in his life that he needs to achieve a greater position in his life. Okay, he is highly dharmic person who never wants to deviate from his or her path of dharma, and religious as well. They will have a fixed daily routine and won't like to deviate from their routine. Okay, but as Sun is debilitated in Libra, where it really doesn't feel good, but it's a nakshatra of a guru who is guiding Sun. So at first in their life they may face like ego issues or proudy behavior, but later in their lives, as they really learn, they will be highly knowledgeable. They will be able to achieve higher status in their lives. In the sign of Scorpio, it is more very introvert kind of personality, and also after a spouse comes in your lives, you may become more interested in the occult or astrology or anything that is hidden from us. If you have Moon here, it shows that your spouse will be sensitive, will really love to be in the relationships, and will be emotional as well. But as he is in the guidance of a guru, Jupiter, he will be more interested towards the knowledge, things like learning part. Okay, and it's debilitated in the sign of Scorpio. So emotional ups and downs will be there, but see where Moon is placed in the Navamsha chart. If it's placed in its own sign or placed better, then it will not be really bad. You may feel some troubles at first, but later it will be really nice for you. Okay, and your spouse may also love to drink alcohol, because Indradev and Agnidev like to drink soma, that is intoxicating drink, nectar. So may like to drink alcohol, or if not, then any other drink they may really love to drink, and will be at first they may have like emotional ups and downs, but later they may become stable and have focus in their lives. As their direction of guru, they are really wise and matured, okay, and they can really progress towards the spirituality. If it's Venus, so Venus here is makes a native really pleasure seeking person who is materialistic and wants to enjoy all the pleasures that life has to offer, and they really feel so good when they enjoy the materialistic pleasures. They really want to be in the relationships really make them feel better in the sign of Libra, okay. In the sign of Scorpio, Venus here makes the native hide their relationships and introvert. They don't like to discuss about their relationship with others, and also like they may not be able to express their emotions, hidden emotions in the sign of, but they are really pleasure seeking people, and later in their lives they can have spiritual transformations, okay. Definitely he will be good looking. Here Venus in the nakshatra of Vishakha is more into like getting true love. You will have the desire that I want to get true love in my lives. Now if it's Mercury, then Mercury in the sign of Libra in Jupiter star makes the native youthful, and also they will be towards knowledge. They can't really become highly educated in their lives, and if they go, your spouse I mean, go in the occult field, then it can't really be so nice for your spouse. They really will want to have relationships, but here it also can mean that your spouse or you can have multiple relationships. I mean, even before meeting you, there are chances to have multiple relationships. Youthful look, beautiful, charming personality, and soft spoken, but will have a loud speech and a loud communication skills. If you have your Mars here in the sign of Libra in the nakshatra of Vishakha, it shows that the person is highly goal-oriented person and can do anything to enjoy their lives. They are not able to forgive people very easily. And if someone comes in their territory or in their boundaries, or even in their room where they think that it is their territory, they may become like furious and angry, and they may really do not like it. It also makes the native argumentative, but they really want to be in relationships and can have spiritual transformations later in their lives. In the sign of Scorpio, it can make the native introvert and someone who is in his own world but has so many secrets hidden in himself. But the native will always, if you hide something from your spouse will always do anything to know the truth and will love to go into the deeper into the sign of Scorpio, like knowing the secrets. So it's very good for occult kind of things. If it is Jupiter, Jupiter in its own nakshatra, it can make the native learn the classical arts, spirituality, or astrology or occult, and even they would be interested in going towards the creative things, creative part of the lives. But Jupiter here will also want to enjoy relationships, wealth, marriage, and everything, okay. And they will be highly religious, too much into prayers and rituals. If it is coming in the Scorpio sign, it shows the past life connection, and later in your life you may face transformations. They want to learn something, or their wisdom is towards knowing the secrets, or knowing the past lives, or knowing something that is hidden from you. They may want to keep their relationships secret, and they would like to share it with everyone. And in the sign of Scorpio, it makes a native more spiritual than in the sign of Libra. So if it's Saturn, then Saturn is exalted here, but it is exalted in the nakshatra of Swati basically. Still, it is good here because it is in the guidance of a guru and has neutral relationship with Jupiter. So it is not that bad to have Saturn here. Saturn is exalted, so they have a particular goal that they have set in their lives, and they will take the steps very slowly, and they're static, so they don't rush to the things. They focus on their goals with their open mind, patience. It really makes a native have patience. Relationships will definitely come later in their lives, not really early. And if it's in sign of Scorpio, here Saturn shows the heavy karmic debt that you have to pay to your spouse, or your spouse may have to pay to you. Okay. And Saturn here will also may bring transformations in your lives, or it may delay the transformations after marriage, because Saturn delays the things. The spirituality part may come later, but will definitely come to them. They are interested in learning the things, learning about astrology or religious things. And also Saturn here in this nakshatra of Vishakha makes the native matured and cold-natured. Someone who knows the reality of lives, but they will also want to enjoy the materialistic pleasures. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.